My name is Shaiboy. Damivo. Shaiboy is just a name that came from while I was younger on the streets. I had an event I was supposed to attend. It was like a street carnival, and I was too shy to go up, and I had people chanting Shaiboy, and that's how my name changed from something else to Shaiboy. Music I feel like music is a way for me to express myself. I am big on being an example and motivating others, especially people with albinism like myself. So there's a lot of factors that led to me wanting to do music, and one of the most important one is just being that example for other people, other people in general. Officially, I would say my first studio recording was in 2010. So I took a break while I moved to the States for about 8 years, and I'm back now. But I officially started recording in a studio around like 2010. Well, back then I thought I dropped a song, but it was all family. At that time, we didn't have social media or anything like that, so we were just trying to get the CDs to allow marketers to promote for us. But it was a good reception, and I think that was what continuously motivates me to wanting to do music, because I felt like I can do music. I can't even find it. I'm actually looking for it, because back then, we uploaded in TeamDeck and those web portal, and some of those websites don't exist anymore. So the first ever recording I made in 2010, I am looking for it. If you can find it, you have a prize. Yeah. So the good thing is, even though I was out of music for like, while I was in school, I was studying a doctorate in pharmacy for about 8 years. So during that period, even though I was in school, I was also keeping in touch with the sound, keeping in touch with how things were changing. And luckily for me, one of my producers that started with me back then, he was kind of like learning how to produce, and I was learning how to write. So we used to work together now, and now he's become pretty big. So he kind of like still keeping me in touch. He produced probably 2 of the biggest songs that's been released so far this year. So he has been the one that has just kept me in tune with the sound, with the current sound. I would say majority of my song. Sometimes you're in a camp or in a studio, and there are other creatives that we just kind of like write together. But a lot of my songs are written by me. I'll give it right away. Of course, I can always write another one. There's 2 parts to me. There is a songwriter part and there is an artist part. So the songwriter part, because if I see a good song that someone else, like let's say a songwriter writes a song, one of my songs, a new song that I'm actually pushing now was written by almost 4 of us on one song. So for me, it's just, I feel like the best music is a collaboration of efforts, not just the writer part, also the production part. So if I see someone that has a very good song and a good songwriter, and I like it, then I can buy it. So that vice versa. The artist may end up doing more justice to the song than you sometimes. I am not signed to any record label. I actually started a record label myself. It's registered in the US, also registered here, and I have a partner. So both of us are kind of like starting out something, and we're starting with Shaiboy. Well, it depends on the deal. I will look into more of a partnership deal than more of a signing deal, because at the end of the day, most of the reasons why young new artists are trying to sign a record label deal is to get funding to push their music career. And I have a partner in the States now that might be willing to push. So, except it's like something much more bigger that can, like maybe there's just a big record label that has the infrastructure in place. Here, Maven Records, I would say, and one of the reasons why I can do more of a partnership thing with Maven is because I think Maven have shown consistency, have shown that they have an infrastructure, they have a system that works now. So a lot of people start record label and float it, and then you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Once one of their major artists leave, that's it, or 2 major artists leave. But if you've noticed, Maven is the only label in Africa actually that continuously groom artists and just maintain. When different ones leave, they've been able to bring more and more artists into Albinism, and I feel like they have a very good team and a good structure that I would benefit from. If I had the opportunity, I'll do something with Maven for sure. Definitely a lot of challenges because, you know, the music business is crazy, and I'm an artist and I'm trying to do the music business as well. I think our biggest challenges is having the right contact. You know, in the environment we're in, everybody's trying to sell you a story of what they can do for you or what they cannot do for you. And I feel like some of these big labels like Maven have already paid their dues, have already done all those things in the past, and now they have a system and a structure that works. So for us, as a new label, I am a partner. The problem is finding the right people. I mean, over the past 6 months, I've actually been able to build a lot of contacts. A lot of good people have come around. At the same time, a lot of bad people have come around. So that's the problem. That's the most challenging thing. So I define my song as the general term Afrobeat music, but it could be Afrofusion because it could be Afro dancehall, it could be Afro R&B, it could be Afro pop. So for me, I just love the African sounds. I love the African instruments. Camera, I do have my favorite. I don't know if I'll say 30 BG. Every 30 BG fan is a Cristiano Ronaldo fan. It looks like. So I'll say 30 BG because I've actually been a huge fan of Davido, even since back when he dropped back when in 2009 and 10. And then that leads me to, you know, a lot of people talk about, you know, they see me now, once I have a hit song now, I'll probably be seen as a new artist, right? But really, I've actually been writing and wanting to do music as far back as 2008. So, and 30 BG around 2011 was, I mean, Davido, 30 BG didn't exist then. It was just Davido. I was a big fan of him at that time. I just like how he pushes his own sound regardless of whatever anybody is saying and whatever anybody is doing. So I'm big. I mean, I like Wizkid FC too. It's not like I'm those fanatics for one or the other, but if you ask me, I feel like 30 BG has a little special place in my heart. Let's see. Maybe like 10 singles. I'm working on a project this year for the first time though, so should be dropping an EP sometime in August, September. Yeah, that's why I'm here in Nigeria. I've been pushing it. I dropped a song on Friday, not this Friday, the previous Friday, April 25th, and it's doing well. I dropped a video as well. It's called Ole, Shaiboy Ole. Davido, Ruga, Kiss Daniel, Tiwa Savage, Nini Ola, amazing artist. Tenny. I like these people. Yemi Alade as well. I met her sometime a while ago in Vegas. She was cool. I come and go quite often now. Like, I'm here now and I'm actually returning next week and I'll be back in June. Well, if you look at Wizkid right now or the video right now, this artist barely stay in Nigeria as well, right? So they go back and forth. So when it's necessary for me to be here, I'll be here. Like if I leave today and something comes up and I need to be back here next week, I'm back here next week. So I mean, it has a toll, I understand, because it's a lot of traveling on the plane, which I really don't like, but that's the life I choose, you know. I'm a firm believer in that if I'm ever nominated for anything, I'm gonna get it. So let's not just talk about what, because I know, I say if you consider me worthy to be nominated, then I am getting it. If I won't get it, I won't be nominated. That's how confident I am. I'm doing music for, I would say, two main reasons. There might be more. For my personal satisfaction, and like it's just one of those things that you just said you've always wanted to do, and so many things have come along the way that has derailed it, but now you get another chance to try to do it again. So for me, it's just me satisfying that, okay, this is a box that I've always wanted to check, that I can do music and I want to do music. That's one. And then two, which I alluded to a little earlier, I am also doing music because as a person with albinism, there's a lot of superstitious belief and discriminations against people with albinism, and saying that people with albinism cannot become certain things or cannot do certain things. So for me, I want to be an example. So I want that kid, maybe somebody or that mom that just had a child with albinism, and telling them that, oh, look at that guy, it's a superstar artist on TV, and that child gets motivated by seeing an example, say, this is someone that looks like me that is doing amazing. And at the same time, aside from the music, also a child can look at me and say, I want to become a doctor or pharmacist too, because I'm a well-educated person. So I have accomplished that on the academic part, and I feel like it's also good to also accomplish that on the musical part. So I become this example that I never had as a child. No, that was when I was younger, you know. I think we all have some sort of things that affected us, especially during our secondary school days. But for me, it was probably a little more because, you know, in the environment we were born in, it's people question what people just don't know how to act when they see something they don't understand. And it's not that difficult, it's just genetics. That's what makes you and I different, skin tone wise, but we're the same. So for me, while in school, it was a struggle when I was younger, but when I moved to the States, sadly, it felt like I was home, because I blended with everybody over there somehow, some way. So that wasn't like, I wasn't walking down the street and I was the attention. You know, I was happy without, for the first time, not being the attention. But now, back here now, I like the attention. Give it to me. No, it's none of them are. And again, this is one of the reasons why I'm trying to do music, because it will give me the opportunity to expose more. It will give me the avenue to explain more of what albinism really is, and it's just a genetic condition. And most times, none of your parents have albinism, but what they are is they are carriers of the gene. So it takes two of them to have somebody with albinism. Like me, I probably and some people actually end up carrying the gene, but they never find out because they marry somebody that doesn't. But if two people that carry the gene marries, that's when you have people with albinism. It's kind of like sickle cell as well. You know, when you have two people with SS, then something like that. So none of my parents have albinism, but they are carriers of the gene. Well, if it doesn't happen, which I highly doubt, I feel like it will happen. I know it will happen. But let's just say, in another universe where it doesn't happen, I just continue doing my thing, because remember I mentioned it's all about personal satisfaction. And so music for me right now is not really about making money. I already live comfortable in the US. So if I make money from music, boom, that's perfect, because now I feel like my passion is giving me something. But without the money, obviously, and you don't want to spend time and energy in something that doesn't really yield anything. Again, I'm one, personal satisfaction is still continuously important to me, so you might still see me.
sure hope you enjoyed this video. For more entertaining video content such as behind the scenes of music videos and movies, music concerts, premieres, interviews, and exclusive gists, subscribe now to our YouTube channel Goldmynetv and be unleashed into a world of super excitement.